Welcome back to another episode of Armchair Pundits Weekend Review Show. And what a weekend it has been. How are you guys doing?
Look at this guy.
Forget that. Before we move on to that, let's just make sure that everyone watching remembers to like and subscribe and to share and to leave their comments because you're in for another great show. So
You are indeed.
we'll go back a step again. How you guys doing?
We're not doing too bad, James. How did we get on with the full house this week? Any joy?
Well, we'll see. We'll come. Unfortunately, people have let us down again. There's always someone.
God.
There's always someone.
No, but remember,
hands up who's got 3 points this week.
I remember someone saying last
Hands up.
week.
3
I
points.
remember someone saying last
3
week.
points?
You know,
Yeah,
everyone got points. That's what I remember someone saying something like that last week when they got a draw, but didn't let anyone down. So same for us, isn't it? Same for us.
You're only as good as your last performance, mate. That's all I got to say.
It's two unbeaten weeks in a row. That's all we can say right now.
Yeah, that's right. You tell him, Leon.
Okay, so we'll do the running order because obviously by the joyous responses, we're all kind of happy anyway. So that's good. It's good.
Not as good as you, James, Mister.
It's all right.
You could have predicted this last week. Remember last week when James was like, it's going to be a draw. And now we got James. Yeah, look.
Am I not showing the same... Right, look, let's just get it right. Am I not showing the same energy I showed last week? Let's be real. Is there any difference between this week and last week? No, seriously.
There is.
No, there isn't. Right, let's do the running order. Let's do the running order.
The question is he just showing the same energy, but then that he has when he's not on camera? That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say anything
That's
today.
the energy I want to hear.
All right,
But we'll do the running order. First up will be Liverpool versus Man City. We'll have West Ham versus Arsenal next. Then we'll have Man United versus Everton. And then we have Spurs failing to beat Fulham at home again. So...
He's back.
So, like I said before, I'm the same energy. Yes, I thought it was going to be a draw because I didn't expect them to lose to a draw with Feyenoord. And the way that game drew, it was almost like a defeat. So they lost confidence in 9 minutes quick time.
Yeah.
So
it was ugly, man.
I wasn't expecting none of that.
Yeah, it was ugly.
So boy, as we're there now, our game today, I'm happy obviously because as much as I wanted to win, and I said even last week, I'm hoping 2-1, but I think they're going to come and probably find a way to make it 1-1 after they've had success midweek against Feyenoord. But they didn't have success midweek against Feyenoord. It kind of made things a bit worse. So then when I see the lineup, and the guy that I put 8th in the goalkeepers chart, that some people had a bit higher, got dropped. Because he got dropped today. Edison got dropped. Even Guardiola got dropped. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And the midfield, when I saw the midfield, I thought, okay, yeah, a lot of people have said that midfield cannot handle what we're going to bring, what we've been bringing this season. And they tried to have Nunes in there with energy because he does bring energy. But the level, I don't think I've given Slot enough credit, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, I thought we'll finish 3rd. And as I have been doing, I've been saying we're not winning the title yet because there's a long way to go. But week after week, Slot is showing me something new. Like, as much as City took over, last 15 minutes of the first half, and then the second half, they had a lot of the ball, we were never really troubled, if I'm being completely honest. Like, the first 20 minutes was almost like clock football. We just were all over them. And first half, no word of a lie, it probably should have been 4-0 in the first half.
Easily. Yeah.
And I was there and I was edgy because I was sitting there minute after minute saying, this is going to be 1-1. Because if you don't do what the other teams have done, because all these other teams that City have lost to, they've been clinical. They've taken their chances. I'm not being prolific. And I was there thinking, no, come on, guys. Salah, why are you missing here? Van Dijk, get it on target. As much as I was enjoying it, I was so tense because we had to win today. Because the narrative, if we didn't win today, would have been something different because of how poor City have been playing. And the narrative does matter to a degree. But at the same time, the confidence that we will get from winning today could be immense. So listen, extremely happy. Yes, City, and you can see it, they're not the same. They're not the same. And it's not just because they've lost one player. It's the whole structure of their team has gone to pot. And I don't know how he's going to fix it, but I was just hoping today wasn't the day they decided to fix it. So whatever happens from here onwards, as long as we don't drop enough points to close the 11-point gap, hopefully City take points of everyone else. And that's draws, not wins, but take draws of everyone else. Because I don't want them picking up.
James, the funny thing is, when you're like looking at the way City have been playing for the last couple of games, it looks like they don't believe in the idea anymore. It's like they've just lost all kind of faith because they're not doing the basics. They're not moving the ball quickly. They don't look focused. They're very kind of unsettled when they're receiving the ball at the back. Like all the stuff that I'm seeing them doing, I don't marry that with City's team like at all. Like when they were playing you, when I watched today in the first half, in the first 5 or 10 minutes, you guys had them on the ropes. It was literally on. They were bouncing back. I was like, no, it's not happening. And it literally could have been probably 2 or 3 in the first half hour. Do you know what I mean? If obviously, and then people are calling Van Dijk, the poor man's Gabriel, but whatever, he's trying to find a target today. He couldn't quite do that. But
in terms of,
he couldn't quite finish his dinner today. But yeah, had he had his heading on point today, that would have been a naughty scoreline today for real. Because he missed sitters. Yeah, do you get what I mean?
I think only one. I think only one was a sitter.
Sorry?
But as good as Liverpool were, don't you think that like Man City they're causing their own issues, their own problems?
Man City definitely causing their own issues, and I don't think they don't believe anymore, Lamont. I just think the team, the lineup, the team sheets, it's just not there, and they don't instill fear into anyone anymore as a team. When you're looking at the players that are there and the players that come, like today, I don't think Pep got it right with the lineup, to be honest with you. And I know you said people got dropped and heads were rolled from the previous games, but I think he got it wrong today, especially in that kind of game there. And normally he comes with a tactical master plan for those big games, and you just feel like he didn't have it today, and it was wrong. And to be honest with you, like they could have held a lot more corn than that, boy.
Oh yeah, they should have.
So I feel like after you scored your goal, you took your foot off the gas.
The first goal.
The first goal, yeah. Because before that first goal, that's when they got into the game more.
First goal was early though, bro. First goal was mad early, and then we missed chance after chance after that though. But I thought we missed chance after chance.
But it wasn't like the onslaught it was for the first 12 minutes. For the first 12 minutes, they were on the ropes. It was crazy.
Because had you not, do you know what? I'm glad that you said it in your little briefing at the start there. It felt like a Klopp performance. And even the whole of Anfield, the atmosphere, I think the crowd knew how important it was. And not only the team was on top of, not like only your team was on top of City for that first 10, 15 minutes, but the crowd were on it as well. It just felt like one of them nights. And I think even off of the back of the whole Real Madrid match, I think just the whole vibe and everything was just hyped. And City just didn't have a chance today, to be honest.
Well, we've seen Liverpool do that.
We've seen Liverpool do that to Man City at Anfield before. This is not an outlier performance. I think the difference is that people know that City are right now a shell of themselves, and in a way, you'd have to say that part of that is because the core of their team has got old. Because let's be real, they're obviously missing Rodri, but that's not the only thing they've been missing. They've been missing Kevin De Bruyne. Like, the defense has been chopped and changed all season. They haven't had any solidity. The fact that Edison's been dropped is a byproduct of the fact that he is making mistakes, partly because he doesn't have the same consistency of having the same back line in front of him. So he's doing more things or trying to do things that he shouldn't really be getting involved in. So I think Liverpool have played to form. They've done what they've needed to do. They've shown how impressive they've been. Slot has come in and taken over a very good team, because Liverpool were in the title race right up until March last season. So it weren't like he was taking over some dying team. It was that Klopp's ideas, I think, he got a bit stale himself, and Liverpool needed someone else to take them to the next stage. And I think with City, it's now up to Guardiola to now find a way of, like, we've never seen him have to deal with transitioning a team that he has built himself. He's always taken over another team and transitioned that team. But now this is the first chance we really see of how Pep does in real adversity. So
yeah, he's not doing well at the minute, bro. Thinking on the fly doesn't look like that's his bag. To be honest,
he's going to have to.
That shows he's getting
respecting it.
He's rattled.
Because he said at the press conference. He said at the press conference that he didn't expect that from Liverpool at 2-0. So maybe at 1-0, when the game's still in the balance, then maybe. But said at 2-0, he basically implying it's a bit of a cheap shot, and he expected better from a crowd of Liverpool's ilk.
He's just being extra.
That's
like, you've got to take banter as a coach. It don't matter how much you've done. Fans are going to say things like when Haaland misses a sitter, man's scored record amount of goals in the season, but if he misses a sitter, the fans are going to be on him. This is how football is.
You don't get that much chance.
No,
the fans have legitimately got that chance to do that as well, because look at the record in the last 6-7 games. So they can say that, because if that was another manager and another team, that song will be legit.
And we've seen it because Leicester's manager got sacked.
He said it though. He actually said it. He said that because who did they play last week? They sang it as well. You're getting sacked in the morning.
Well, Tottenham.
The team was it Tottenham? I think so. You guys were singing it as well. So, but I don't know. I've just not seen the first half. I'm looking at the stats. They had 0.07 xG, one shot, none on target first half. And
I think, you know what it is? I think because of how unconfident they are, that's why you move to them like that. That's why you attack them like that. That's why
but we do that at Anfield. No, they've won one game in 22 years, bro, for Anfield.
No. But
the only time they won it, was in COVID when there was no fans. When there's fans, it's different level.
I understand that, but I'm talking about that first 12 minutes. I haven't really seen you lot do that this season.
Oh, this season?
This season, yeah.
That's Man United.
That felt like Klopp.
No, actually,
yeah. But what I'm saying is that you would do that to this Man City team, because they haven't got any confidence, and the way that they capitulated in midweek, you're gonna say, all right, we can get at them straight away. Don't even let them out. And you look at that team, they change their defense again. Like, you're not worried about Rico Lewis and Gundogan in midfield. There's no legs there. But apart from form, because they changed the defense again. But let's be honest, it's a back four that last season has probably played loads of times together. Ake left back, he generally always plays against Salah anyway, because he usually has a good game against Salah. Akanji, who's been on and off. Diaz, who is their leader, and Walker, who's dying. Generally, you'd have thought.
Oh my days! He just finished his career.
Listen, he's still breathing that dust from your man, bruv. What's his name? Left the dust in his face, bruv. The Tottenham winger. What's his name?
Werner. That was when man had played 89 minutes of football already, bro.
But it's true. But listen, you come to Anfield with Gundogan and David Silva, you're asking for trouble as your two centre midfielders. Let's be honest. You're asking for trouble, and they received it. Because
especially the way that Liverpool have been playing and the midfield that they've been playing. That's what I'm saying. Pep wasn't on it today. Like, it was the lineup was stupid. It was like I don't see where he was going with that. In the form that they was in the form that Liverpool are in, the complete contrast of where both teams are at the moment, that was not the lineup to be playing. No. It was suicidal.
But listen, I know you said it to me last week, Lamont, about Szoboszlai. Another good game. He was good against Real Madrid, and he was really good again today.
When I talk pressing, he was pressing. They had no time on the ball. Yeah, when he was around, no time at all.
So for me, I said every single person was probably 7.5 and above. Van Dijk tried to give them a chance at the end, and Kelleher was like, "Nah, bro,
Nah.
It's clean sheet. I'm keeping this clean sheet, bro.
I want to keep my position as well. Keep my clean sheet and keep my position in the team."
Kudos where kudos are due, bro. Like, you've just beat Real Madrid and you've beat City. Whether or not they're in their pomp or not, like, they're two quality teams. So,
my friend,
take that on.
My friend, months, you're getting clipped up. You're getting clipped up again.
But the truth.
I'm just telling you.
I'm telling you the truth. They beat two good sides. That's fine.
They beat two good sides by name and name only.
Yeah,
that's it. Not in current form.
Listen,
nah.
But you got to beat what's in front of you. End of story.
As long as we keep going through the season, having not played anybody,
I never
said that's what keeps being said.
No,
haven't played anybody.
No one
everyone's every time we play someone, they're in a dip, they're in this, they're in that. I don't mind. That can happen the rest of the season. I'm not saying Tottenham have got defenders missing. That's going to be the next one. We played Tottenham, and Tottenham got no centre backs.
Bro, it doesn't matter who we got missing, bro. We gift everyone wins, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you haven't played anyone. You played what's in front of you. But what I'm saying is that like that Man City team are a shadow of who Man City are. So like, yeah, you beat them, and you well done. Like, good for you. But I'm not going to be like, yeah. I'm not going to be giving the same glazing that Lamont did. Pause.
I wouldn't say it was quite a glazing.
It definitely was. It definitely was. It definitely was.
You just need to give credit where credit's due. At the end of the day, if they came up and drew or they looked lost, you'd be saying something different.
No,
so you need to call it for what it is. They've held 2 clean sheets against 2 reputable sides. Whether or not they're in form or not, they could literally turn up and they could turn the game around if they really wanted to. They didn't do that, and Liverpool managed to hold the win. Well done them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What is going on, boy? It's some alternate universe, boy.
Very honourable coming from a Man United fan, boy.
Liverpool United on some boy. Yeah, clip that anyway. Still, let's move on.
Next game.
So next game, the team that's chasing us hard on our coattails.
Pause.
Don't do that, James. Why are you mocking, bro? Why are you mocking on your coattails? You know,
James,
mad distance right now.
Listen. This is what's funny.
Diabolical work.
This is what's funny for me. Yeah? Yes, it's 9 points. I get it, but it's still got how many games left, and it doesn't mean we have to lose 3 games in a row for Arsenal to close that gap. We can lose a game, then Arsenal win that game. Then the week after we win a game, and Arsenal win. The week after we draw a game, then Arsenal win. Then we win 4 games in a row, and then we draw a game. That's all it takes for Leeds to be whittled down. Yes, it doesn't look likely because of how well Liverpool are playing, but since Odegaard has come back, we're seeing the same Arsenal that we've seen over the last few weeks. So I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what, it's done and dusted because Arsenal playing the way they've played since Odegaard's come back. It's a worry. It's a legit worry. I'm hoping that Amorim has come in and today's performance is going to get at least a draw midweek. But the way Man United
listen, if you're going to say them 2 things at the same time, take his name out of your mouth, bro. Don't talk about Amorim like that.
Man United.
We're gonna beat these guys in a week.
So for me,
you're gonna beat who?
Until Arsenal drop points.
Where is it?
Yeah,
at Emirates,
isn't it?
At Emirates. Ramon, are you alright,
bros? You know what?
Talk about your today's game.
I'm gonna talk about my team.
Exactly. Until Arsenal drop points with Odegaard, then they're still on it. So until Arsenal drop points with Odegaard, then I'm still worried.
Anyway, so Arsenal just need to keep doing what they're doing and pretending like they want to win the league. So go on.
Okay, bro.
Anyway,
what are you pretending that you want to get top 4?
Nah, don't worry.
What's the pretense? Anyway, so yeah, that was a great 45 minutes of football. That was because the second half nothing really happened, but that first 45 minutes was ridiculous.
Wow.
That was madness. I've never seen anything like it. At one point, when we went 4-0 up, I was like, right, we've gone 4-0 up and we haven't started the engine for the car. And then we stalled. We hadn't even started. I don't feel like we started playing football. First goal is Gabriel is at his finest. He actually told Saka what play to make, and then when he told everyone else, "This is what we're gonna do," and then went and did it. just bullied everyone out the way and then got his header. I think the Trossard's goal.
Trossard goal next.
That was the little dink from Odegaard was delightful, man. That was beautiful. And then Saka just rolls it across. What they say, 10 assists this season. A lot of fans are talking getting excited, are talking about him beating Henry's record, but KDB was there a couple of seasons ago and didn't do it. I don't know, man. You never know with those corners because they are. If he's taking them, he's putting them on the money. That's what's getting him a lot of these assists. But I don't really buy into all of that, man. Some of these assists are not the same as what they used to be back in the day. So is what it is. If he gets them, he does. He does. If he does, he doesn't. And then the fourth goal, Kai Havertz is the ball from Trossard was fantastic. I don't know what the defender. I don't know if it was Max Kilman or if it was Souček. I don't know what he was doing when he's gone to ground because
horrible defending.
The West Ham so easy, disgusting all day.
Yeah, we didn't even. Like I said, I don't even think we didn't forget about being in first gear or neutral. I don't think we turned the engine of the car, and then when we did turn the engine on, we stalled because they came back. Trossard went to sleep and let in Wan-Bissaka. He scored. Then they've scored a great free kick, which shouldn't have been given. That wasn't even a foul. Shouldn't have been given. Later on in the game, a similar tackle happens with Wan-Bissaka and he don't give it, but this one he gives. They scored a great free kick, and then Fabianski decides that he wants to knock Gabriel out because he clattered him.
Bro, he didn't touch him.
He clattered him, yeah?
Take that out of your mouth. Bro, he barely even touched his hairline.
Bro, listen, I've seen man get knocked out with that punch right there to the temple, bruvs. I've seen it, bro.
Kevin, are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. You caught him on the side of his head, bro. I've seen. Listen. There's only a couple of men that I know that will get that to the head and be able to firm it. You know what I
mean? Nah. Fabianski did not even touch him.
Bro, if he didn't touch him,
and he's claiming concussion now.
Bro, if he didn't touch him, so are you saying that VAR made the mistake and the referee made the mistake?
Not impossible.
How? I don't understand. That you were so you're trying to tell me that Fabianski didn't hit him at all?
So you're trying to tell me that he got hit enough to warrant the reaction that he gave on the pitch? Then, yeah.
Bro, I saw the sweat come off the back of his head, bruv. It looked like when Fraser when Ali hit Foreman, bruv.
That's a reach.
Definitely rolling out. He was rolling on the floor like that still.
Bruv,
That's a reach.
He was, bruv. Them, I'm telling you, them glancing balls to the side of the head can hurt, man. So he hit him. He didn't get the ball. He got given as a penalty. I can understand why some man wouldn't expect that to get given as a penalty because happened to their team, innit? But nowadays they get given. So 5-2, game's done. Right? Game's done after that. Second half, we didn't even really come out. We just sat back and said break us down and roll on to Man United.
Was you still confident that when they got those 2 goals back that they couldn't make a miraculous comeback?
Listen. I've been scarred by stuff like that in the past. 2 games in particular, and they both hurt my soul. And I did think I was thinking for a bit this could happen, but then as soon as we got the penalty, bro, it's mad. Because bro, like I said, at 4-0 we were cruising, and it wasn't even hard. They couldn't lay a glove on us. They were awful. But yeah, as soon as you got the penalty,
boxing glove, yeah,
yeah, or a goalie glove,
apparently.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as when we got the 5th one, that was it. I wasn't even worried. I didn't think game over. I knew we was going to come out in the second half, and I knew we weren't really going to try to attack. And I knew that West Ham were going to try a bit of endeavour, but I don't think they was going to have enough. So yeah, really all it is for me in this game is it shows the difference that Odegaard has over the last three games, 13 goals in 3 games.
He keeps you ticking. He keeps you guys ticking, bro. Proper.
Yeah, literally, he's a catalyst. He's literally the catalyst, and we've seen it obviously when he was injured, and he weren't there. The difference, and now that he's back, you're seeing the true value of his weight in that team, boy. So, got to try and make sure you keep him fit for the rest of the season.
I see him go down.
Yeah,
I see him go down, but when I was thinking, oh, here we go, just what the doctor ordered.
No.
And then he got up. I was like, oh gosh, God.
Well, he seems that he's not playing him like full. He's taking him off for like 75 minutes and done it in the last couple of games. So I know that we know we're going to need him for the rest of the season, and I'm hoping that we can continue our form into our next game, which is United at home. Do you know what I mean?
That's a nice segue right there, bro. I
It
can
is.
tell you that for free. Well, I think looking at today's game, I would probably say that we're probably just cooking nicely, to be honest.
I thought he was going to say his favourites for a minute there, boy.
No, not quite favourites, but I don't think anybody's lacking confidence going into the Arsenal game, which is good. I don't think a true barometer is playing like a poor Everton. So I don't feel like, on the back of playing a very poor Everton, we should be like, oh, right, yeah, we're going to absolutely roll Arsenal. No. But having a good run of games and you've got a new manager step in, I feel like that's a great kind of, bit of trajectory there. What can I say? I think you guys know I've been crying out for it since probably the beginning of the season. Goals. I said to you, we're struggling. Like, I don't know where the goals are coming from. I don't know how they're going to get created. And I feel like a lot of the answers I got today.
So,
go on,
the thing is the goals come from the two people that have been getting the most heat.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. And I've got to stand up and just say, look, Xerxes, he's obviously been watching this podcast. Josh, sorry, yeah? Bruv, just keep doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're not ready yet, but you look like you're getting there. That brace shows that he's not lacking in too much confidence. The manager's got a bit of faith in him. And overall, he's right. He's right to have the faith because he had a pretty impeccable game today, from hold up, link up, and getting his 2 goals the way he got them.
His finishing was calm. I have to say, his finishing was good.
Do you not think he got on him a bit too early though? Because it's not like he's his second.
Say that,
season.
James, say that again.
Because when people are getting onto him, I'm always one that likes to give players a season. And your fans turned kind of quickly on him, bro.
Do you know what it was, though, James?
And he turned.
Do you know what it was? For all of his endeavours, he just didn't look like a player. So it's not so much about the attitude. He looks like he wanted to do well, but a lot of the times he looked like a deer in the headlights. He looked like being at United was too much for him at times. Like when you're just looking at him as a player, the things that he was doing, not doing, trying to hold up the ball, trying to do little flicks. If they weren't coming off, I'm thinking, just do it simple. You've got I
think that's United fans' fault because you don't believe the hype and expected him to come in and be that catalyst straight away because of where you were as a club at that time. You needed a figurehead to come in and do that. And with all the money that you spent on him, you thought he was going to come in and get this wonder kid and he's going to light up the show. And that's a lot of pressure, especially at a club of United stature.
Yeah, and he's still a bit young, innit? So I guess he's got some room to grow. But outside of that, I do feel like now you've seen him play, and I would argue that today he kind of showed you what he is capable of. It's there's some promise there. He's nowhere near the finished article, that's for sure. But he was the right man for the job in against a poor Everton side.
I'm glad you're saying that. I'm glad you're saying it's a poor Everton side because
it was. They were horrible.
Shocking.
They were horrible.
Because Bevan, you had some choice words about Everton's performance.
Well, it's I was going to use the scientific word of saying that they're garbage because that first 20 minutes. I was watching that first 20 minutes, and I'm like, they're breaking United down in midfield, and in the final third, they were playing some woeful passes. There was times where Gay was trying to pass the ball through, and he passed it to Mazraoui. Mazraoui passed it back to him, and then he passed it back to Mazraoui. What's going on? What was that about? Then they I think there was a chance that Beto had, and I don't know.
Bruv, he is horrible. Oh my gosh. Talk about a horrible striker, bruv. He couldn't finish your dinner, his neighbour's dinner. Mate,
bro.
He couldn't buy a goal.
Bro, and then when United scored, I was like, that was game over. I wasn't even. As soon as United scored their first goal, I was like, this is it. They sat back, they dropped in, and then didn't even try. And like, United scored 4 goals, but 3 of them were gifted by Everton. Like,
and you know what, Bev? The thing about it is, and you're totally right, they were gifted by Everton. But guess what? Like United last season, or I would even go as far as to say United against Ten Hag, we don't score those. I promise you. Like we do not score those. So it's one of them where I'm glad they put the ball in the back of the net because. Brother, you know what it is? I feel like we're just lacking confidence. We had no ideas. The guys were running on steam a lot of the time. There was no real squad rotation with an identity of, right, this is the tactic that we're going to take moving forward. So when you really look at it, we started this game against the Everton side that you know that when they got Daesh as a manager, what's the first thing everyone's going to think? They're going to try and dominate. They're going to try and bully you. That's all everyone, they know that's what Daesh's game is. So for that reason, he's put Xerxes in there to kind of, make sure that he puts his foot in with the 2 centre-backs because he's a strong lad. And, he had the likes of Kobe Mainoo that he knows is, decent under pressure, although he's just getting him back in. And he had Casemiro, who, to be fair, in the first 15, 20 minutes, looks like Everton are going to get at him. And they didn't take advantage of that. They absolutely suffocated our midfield. Yeah. So their coaching team had done their homework. They know how Amorim wants to play and what the intention is. And they absolutely made sure that wasn't going to happen. Against the run of play, Rashford's on the wing, as you see him do in his heyday or in his pomp, let's say. And he gets a corner out of nothing, to be honest, because realistically, as he running all that way and no one's clapping him, I don't know. We get a corner, and it was a corner that I think even the Arsenal fans would be, happy to see. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, I wish we could do something like that. But you can't, because obviously you've got someone like Bruno whipping the ball from the corner, and Rashford's coming in, volley, bang, 1-0. And from that point, I feel like even at 1-0...
Wait, hold on. 1 second. Wait, hold on. Are we not going to call that garbage what he just said?
Deflection, bro. It's deflection, bro. Like, come on.
Let's let it go.
Like, he's going on like Rashford banged it top bins. And
no, it was bottom corner. It was bottom corner, innit?
Bottom corner.
But it was going in anyway.
Off of Brathwaite, yeah?
No, it was going in anyway. So basically, we had that goal. And from that 1-0, I kind of felt like, okay, the dust has settled. These men are at it. We're going to get the second. Again, another Bruno. And this came from Ahmad hustling. The press. Now, this is how you do a press. He's got his right body shape. I think you touched on it earlier, D. When you're talking about, when you're pressing a player, shutting down their angles and all that kind of jazz. And he's intercepted, taking the ball off him. Bruno's come in and just stroked it. I mean, I know someone like Odegaard would like to think he could play a ball between 3 men like that, under pressure, and straight to the striker's foot, bang, 2-0. You can't ask for more than that, guys. So when you're watching a game of football, when you're up against it for like 20 minutes or so, and your team can just turn things around like that, you got to look to your skipper. And, Bruno's done what you expect him to do. 2 assists in the first half, made it look a little bit light. And let me just say this, yeah? At this point, I'm thinking, this is the guy that we was going to buy in the summer, Braithwaite. Once he made that first mistake, I feel like his head was gone. Because that second one came quick. The second mistake came quick, like he hadn't learned. Like, you can't dither on the ball when they're pressing like that.
You're kind of like you got a plethora of quality centre-backs in your club. What? Like, are you serious?
Who said that? Well, no. I mean, we've definitely got better than Braithwaite. That's facts. Definitely. We definitely have. There's no argument there. So, do you get what I'm saying? Like, Braithwaite didn't have... He was doing all right up to that point. And obviously, he made one mistake and he got found out. We punished him. And I feel like that's the difference between the mentality this team has got now and the mentality that we've had since Ten Hag's gone under Vinicius Roy and the likes of Amorim. So it's nice. It's a nice transition, to be honest with you.
It's a good transition. I think the goal, the first goal, was important for you because it kind of calmed and settled you down. I don't think it was a 4-0 match personally.
Agreed.
I think Everton gave you.
Well, no, not in the first 20 minutes. It wasn't a 4-0 match because I feel like at that point I thought it was going to be a close game. But after we scored the 2 goals, Daryl, you got to be honest to yourself. There was nothing else happening because Everton didn't really have nothing.
They were trash.
He made one save. I think he made one clinical save. Bev, you called me at half time and you go, bro, this could be any score. This score could be anything right now.
Any score.
Bro, I called you at half time and I said that Everton are awful.
Everton are garbage.
Yeah. I said Everton are garbage and I can't stand Rashford and his fake press. That's what I called you to say.
It's true. Yeah. You did say that.
His fake press that looks like AJ's fake jab. He's not. You think he's doing something, but he's not really doing anything. He's trying to look busy. It's frustrating.
Everyone's catching strays in this episode, boy. Strays go.
Hey, listen.
Those strays, man. Those strays can knock people out, though, innit?
Yeah. But the second half. I mean, we started frantically. 30 seconds, we scored the goal in, and I was starting to think to myself, right, is this a tactic? Is this what Amorim's like drumming into the guys from kickoff? This is how we need to press, or this is how we need to play. I don't think it is. I think it's just the intensity.
I think Everton were just a shambles. I just think because the way they conceded those goals, bro. Come on, that's like why you differ. You differ once, you differ twice. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
seriously.
You can't take it away from the goal scorers though, because the goals.
Yeah, you can't. The goals
that were
nice.
scored today, you have to finish those.
The finishes were good.
Yeah,
and you lot were doing all right because obviously if Bevan called you at half time, he was still awake. So it must have been.
It weren't boring though. No, it weren't boring. I
didn't say it was boring. That's what I'm saying. So you must have been doing all right.
It's not as boring as a Spurs.
It's an improvement.
So I think my real discomfort was when I saw the 2 yellow cards in the second half going to Mainu, who's just come back from injury and started today, and Lecce.
He had a good game considering he just come back. Like
he made one mistake. He made one mistake that could have caused us. Where he got his yellow was where he made the mistake. His first touch wasn't great, and they were pretty much pressing him, and he panicked and he pulled the guy's shirt, and that could have been Everton potentially having another chance on goal. I mean, with the way they were playing the whole game, he might as well have just let them run through because I don't think that nothing would have come out of that. So, but yeah, we've lost Lecce and Mainu for Arsenal on Wednesday, which Mainu was just coming back. So I'd imagine that they might have tried to get him some game time, but in this instance, he's out. So we're just gonna have to probably put Ugarte.
Maguire's back now, isn't it?
Yeah, Maguire's back, but we're not looking.
So you could change. I think you have to make a few changes.
I'm going to tell you now. Yeah. I'm going to tell you now. If you turn up like you did against Everton in his first half, or you did against Bodo Glimt, or you did against Ipswich, you're going to get rolled over, bruvs. You're going to hold corn. You're going to hold corn. I'm telling you,
we're going to snip this,
bro.
And when you guys lose, this will be trending.
I said, if you turn up like how you did in that first 20 minutes against Everton, and again, we're not Bodo Glimt, bro, and Ipswich, you're going to hold corn, bruvs. 100%.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
You guys need to find a striker first. You need to find a striker first, a proper striker.
A proper striker.
We might talk about
bro, did I just say we scored?
Anana's what, 3 or 4 games now? Well,
bro,
3 or 4 games. 2 games, key sheets, and he's looking good for it.
To be honest with you. How many games? You conceded 2 in midweek. And you conceded.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not. Wait.
You conceded 1.
To be fair,
he's got the most clean sheets this season. Yeah,
he's got the most clean sheets this season.
He's got okay. Yeah, he's got the most clean. Yeah,
we plan to get another one at the Emirates in a week, just so you know.
But Liverpool have 7, just so you know.
Okay,
but I think the shout out needs to just go lastly to Xerxes, who's had a great game. I would argue in a United shirt, and also just the likes of Ahmad again, another good game from him, moving forward, getting around the opposition, and creating chances for the team. Long may it continue.
Okay. Well, we will move on to the final game. Leon, Daryl, how did you see it?
We saw it from in the stadium, and we kind of knew what was happening. We knew it was going to happen. It's just Spursy, innit? What can I say? We started really well. Son missed a sitter in the first few seconds, and I think that could have been all the differences because we started really well, dominated the first 15 minutes, I'd say. On top of them making it look easy, they didn't really cause us any problems, and after that, missing chances, not taking chances, just got a bit flat. So yeah, but I don't know what to say really. It's just another frustration of we play well against City, get a great performance, score 4 goals away from home, do our thing. We weren't great in Europe during the week, but to be honest with you, I expected to still turn up, have a plan for Fulham, and get 3 points because I just didn't want to have that same talk that we're talking now. As like we can do magical things against City and then not turn up at home against Fulham. And I know part of it is to do with the starting lineup because
because it was. I was shocked when I saw guys on the bench.
Yeah, so we had about 5 starters out when you look at it. Obviously, missing Vicario, missing our 2 main centre backs in Van der Ven and obviously Romero, and then obviously Benton Core, who played quite well in the week. He was missing obviously through suspension. Then you've obviously got Solanke ends up being injured and he's out. Kulusevski had a cold or something and he was on the bench. So it felt a bit like a B team basically. But even that still should have been enough to put Fulham away. And then even when we get a goal in the second half, you think like you can hold on to that and push on from there. And we didn't. Instead, we just let Fulham come back into the game and look the better team in the end. And to be honest with you, at the end of it, I was sitting there with Leon and we were saying, right now, the way it's looking and the way Fulham are pressing us, we might as well take the draw. So, yeah. It's just another day being a Spurs fan after jubilation of a week before.
I'm saying you guys had some dizzy heights last week, boy. Dizzy heights beating Man City at home.
No, but to be fair though, when I saw the starting lineup and the performance midweek, because obviously that can drain you conceding a goal so late. After looking like you're probably gonna get a really good victory against Roma. And seeing the guys there's key guys you got missing. I mean, Solanke was excellent against Man City, and so was Kulusevski. So
to be fair, he's been good. For the last 3 or 4 games with Solanke and Kulusevski.
But three of your 4 best players from that game weren't there because Vicario was excellent. So it was only Madison.
Yeah.
So you take 3 of your 4 best players from the previous game out of any team, then there's gonna be it's gonna be hard to replicate what you did before. And Fulham haven't been trash this season. Fulham have been competitive in a lot of games.
They wasn't on form though. They
didn't look great. They didn't look great today.
Exactly. They weren't on form in that game, and they weren't that confident. Even you could look at their lineup, and they had less of their attacking players on the pitch that can make a difference. He brought them on in the end, but if I'm honest with you, I still expected us to have enough with the players that were starting to do something. I agree. We massively missed Solanke today, and I feel like in January, we need to address that because Solanke is really the young striker we got. Son can't play there; he's better out on the left, and he's starting to get older now and be less impactful. Richarlison seems like he can't stay fit, can't get into the team, and Angie's not looking to give Lancashire or any of these youngsters a chance because the only reason Lancashire come on in the end was because Gray got injured after being on for just
5 minutes.
Yeah, and that's the only reason he came back on. But he came back on and it was like 3 minutes of injury time, like Leon even said to me, like, if he gets a touch of the ball, he'd be happy. I said, if you get one chance, I'd be happy. But again, just didn't get to see nothing from him because he didn't get the minutes, and without a striker and someone to hold out the ball and link the play, didn't feel the same, especially with Kulusevski not on there doing what he's been doing, because he's been great lately, and he was really good against Roma midweek as well. So it's just a bit unfortunate, I guess.
DJ, do you think if Son scores that first chance that you got, you reckon the whole game's different?
Yeah, it's a different game. It's a different game. You're scoring within seconds of the kickoff, against a team that's not in good form, not feeling that positive, and you're at home. You get that goal, the crowd get behind you. It makes all the difference. Literally makes all the difference. And he should have scored, really, to be honest with you. And he had another chance after that as well. Yeah. But I don't know. You just sometimes you just go to rue those mistakes. But at the end of the day, we did get to the second half 0-0, and then scored a goal at a decent time in the second half against a runner play. I'll be honest with you, because at that point Fulham were on top of us. But we got a goal against a runner play, and then you're thinking, all right, well, let's just kick on from here. But to be honest with you, the second half, I'd argue that Fulham dominated it more, and when they got their goal, they deserved it, because they was killing us on the left. Like, Porro had a poor game, if I'm honest with you. He like, I don't know if he was tired, but he wasn't tracking back. And then if he's not tracking back, and you got Brennan Johnson on that side as well, he's not tracking back. They were just overloading us on their left. Constantly someone free, constantly two players attacking from that side. And they'd worked that move a couple of times where they doubled up on the left, cut it back into the box, and they got the goal in the end. Exactly from that. And you'd argue that, like I said, they were the better team in the second half, and they could have got more than just the draw. Because
how much did the red card impact?
Nah, it didn't make no difference.
You don't think it made them sit back a bit more? Because then from then you knew, they're not going to...
It made them sit back anymore, which then made it a problem that we was never going to get through them and score. Just going to pass sideways, left, right, and not try and penetrate the box. And it was easy for them to just see the game out in the end.
What do you think needs to change? What do you think needs to change, Daryl?
I think Ange needs to be more reactive to the flow of the game and what's happening and stuff, because I constantly see it where the opposition man just makes changes to adjust the game, and he carries on with the same stubbornness and doesn't change and keeps the same players out there. And he needs to pull off players when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
When they're gassed. Or when they're gassed.
Or when they're gassed. Yeah. Or when they're not even having an impact. Because, Brennan Johnson...
I feel your pain, bro.
Brennan Johnson scored again. He scored again. And before that, even we were saying, what has he really done? You know? And I'm not trying to get at him, because I know people say that I try to get at him a lot. But the truth of the matter is, if he's not having a good game, we've got to drag him off. Son was having a bad game. He should have got dragged off. Porro was having a bad game. He should have got dragged off.
But who do you bring on, though? I'm looking at your bench, bro. And Jay Spence never gets enough minutes, which I find weird. Yeah. But you got
Porro, there's an easy swap for swap with Spence there. Yeah. And the kind of game it was, where they was doubling up on the left and they was using the pace and the strength on the left. He's got speed, he's got strength, he's got power. He could have done the same thing and caused them problems going down the pitch. Porro wasn't tracking back, he wasn't coming back, he wasn't run like he was like Lamont says, he was like in treacle, jogging back slowly. Like, and I know obviously he's played a lot of games this season and he played midweek and stuff like that, but you've got a out and out right back there that you can replace him with, and he didn't change it. Yeah. Other than that,
it's only him and Kulusevski. Archie Gray and Bergwell are young, innit?
They are, but I would have give Lancashire a chance up front. I would have put him up top and given him a chance, because Son wasn't doing anything. I'll be honest with you. And when Son has an off game,
he's ghost.
It seems to really he's ghost, and it seems to really impact us. And part of that is because he's the captain. And sometimes maybe I think even if you're the captain, call the manager, tell him, I'm not doing my thing here. Drag me off, but I know never going to happen.
Yeah, never.
No, because he's a game changer, isn't it? He is a game changer. But I think also you guys, you came close with the Madison free kick as well. So you can't, don't sleep on that. You came very close, bro. Come out, hit the outside of the
I'll be
post.
honest. The draw was a fair result.
Really?
And yeah, the draw was a fair result, and I'll argue, if anyone was to shade it based on second half performance, it would have been Fulham. If I'm honest with you, so
you're not wrong. When I looked at the stats, second half, they had 6 shots. You had 3. You had 1 on target. Second half, they had 4. 2 big chances. They missed both of theirs, and I think you scored the one you had, but they missed 2 big chances and still scored. So in that regard, yeah, second half wise, it probably wasn't even score. What about you, Lee?
My verdict.
Yeah.
Does it need any? Does it even need any explanation from me, bro? Honestly, I called it last week, man. I was like, can just see us dropping points against Fulham, and we did. Bevan Ratley recalled that I predicted 3-1, and that was just, I can't even say it was hope. It was just trying to be positive, but it wasn't even hope. It was just trying to, maybe we'll turn over a new leaf. You never know. But nah. Typical.
Is it too easy for me to say circumstance? Like I said to Daryl earlier, that 3 of your best players from your best 4 players from last week were not there, not available to start the game. Is that not obviously?
Forster had a good game,
Yeah, bro. That first half save,
yeah, it's quality.
Low down to the right.
It was quality. It's a quality save. To be honest with you, and
I was like,
James,
yeah.
If we're gonna obviously, Ange keeps talking about ambition and whatnot, but there needs to be a collective responsibility when you're out on the pitch, and what you don't see is anyone really getting a team to leading the team, telling them to buck up their ideas, because there's so many players that are just out here making foolish decisions. I don't know if Darryl mentioned it already, but we saw it in the game. Literally, Fulham were first to every first and second ball throughout the whole game. It was crazy.
They won every second ball.
We just weren't at the races. And as I said, there's times when you go to a White Hart Lane, you just know that day's going to be a long day. And I swear, I wasn't even there for the miss that Son made, but I saw his first touches all day today were terrible. And when he has those days, you know you're not going to get nothing out of the game.
So that's what I said.
So wait, a question. As someone said last week, do you think that you lot are better set up to win a cup or to play in the cup than in the league at the moment?
There's no consistency, Bevan. So you don't know. Game to game, you just don't know what version of Tottenham is going to turn up. And that is the same thing that everyone knows about Tottenham. We don't have that. There used to be a time where you could feel back in the day, it's a long time ago, obviously, but there was times where teams would be like, oh, we don't want to have to go and play Spurs because we know that on their day they can beat anyone. Of the games against Man United and Man City, were obviously extremely favourable on our side, but we won't have those sort of performances against the Chelseas, the Liverpools, and the Arsenals. We won't, and we haven't already. So it's just, I don't know, man. We just don't know what version of us is going to turn up, and that's the bit that kills you. You just don't know, game to game.
I think D touched on it earlier when he said about the stubbornness from Ange. And even though I respect, the idea of attacking football, attractive attacking football, that kind of stuff, when you're playing with that kind of high intensity, you need to rotate your players. And when you got people like Spence and them other young Donnies on the bench that you're not prepared to play, you're gonna struggle. And I feel like D, when you were saying it earlier on, and I said I feel your pain, yeah, it was because that's what I was going through with Ten Hag. Albeit we maybe didn't have such a bench that you could turn to and rotate. But when your manager's not prepared to rotate players, and you're playing a high intensity like that, your season's gonna have peaks, lots of troughs, because the guys are just gonna.
It just shows that he doesn't have faith in the guys that are there on the bench. It just shows you, because if he did, he'll be able to rotate. Yeah. But
you play them.
Yeah. It's not even that. It's not even faith, because I feel like we've had it with so many managers. Obviously, we had it with Jose, we had it with Conte. It's like they don't trust our youngsters. I don't understand. Like, so if you're not going to trust them, why have them on the bench? Like Reguilon was on the bench today. What was Reguilon doing on the bench? Like he's not part. He's done shown that he's not part of the club. So why are you putting him on the bench if you already said that you've already expressed that Reguilon's not really part of your plans? It's a pointless. So they obviously don't trust the youngsters, and like you said, Leon, that collectiveness that's got to go all the way to the manager. It's got to go all the way up to the chairman. To be honest with you, truth be told, like there needs to be a collective responsibility at the club because you can't keep going on like this and having this kind of attitude where we can play great football and turn up on our day, but you're not consistently challenged. There's no consistency. You say about being a cup team, but to win a cup, you have to be consistent through the whole of that process
and turn up in semi-finals and finals.
And big games. Yeah. So
I mean, the reason I asked that question is because of the way that you have turned up against United and City. Maybe the pressure of a cup, even you beat City in the cup. Maybe that's what it takes. Hopefully not, but maybe.
I don't know, Bevan. As I said, those two games are very much outliers because we haven't played well consistently at all this season, and you could say that we've played those teams at the worst times you could have played them. Arguably, let's be honest. I'm going to call a spade. It is what it is. Man City were in a bad, like obviously the cup game was the first thing. We done well in that to beat them. That exactly.
You started it.
But
you started it, right?
The game last week, City are in a spell which we never ever thought we'd see. And Man United at the time were in dire straits with Ten Hag, and you can see the difference. That's changed since he's gone. Van Nistelrooy coming in and getting a couple wins, and then Amorim trying to build the momentum himself. So, I don't know. I'm just week to week. We'll see what happens. We got another game in the week, and I don't even know what to predict. To be honest.
That's a nice little segue, Lee.
Okay, segue. Well done.
Oh wait, before we segue though, didn't you have a question, Lamont?
Yeah, I did.
The question for me.
I did have a question for James. One of my mates sent me a message, and he said, ask James this question. So, in the summer, who do you sell?
This summer?
Nobody. In the summer.
Nobody.
Who, if you have to sell someone and someone has to go, who goes? Van Dijk, quarterback Trent, or Salah?
Trent.
Why so easy? Why so easy?
Because we got Bradley. He's not as good as Trent, but Bradley is really proving he's a very, very good right back. We don't have anyone to cover Van Dijk. We don't have anyone to cover Salah. But the position Trent plays is easier to replace with a new manager. Realistically, you get a right back, and then your attackers do a better job, and your midfielders do a better job. But trying to replace, in my eyes, the best centre back in the last 10 years in the Premier League. I'm not gonna start all this best in the Premier League era, but the best centre back in the last 10 years in the Premier League, to try and replace that guy, to try and replace the person who I think is the best right winger in Premier League history.
Sorry?
How you gonna do that?
Nah, let's move on.
How you gonna do that?
Let's go.
How you gonna do that?
Let's go.
Do the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. The numbers speak for them. The numbers speak for themselves. You can say what you want to say. The numbers speak for themselves.
You see that segment there? You see that? We need to do that on another pod.
You can say what you want to say. The numbers speak for themselves. He's the only winger. He's the only winger in that list of the top 10 or top ever that isn't a striker.
You already said the numbers sometimes lie to you, bro. You already said
not with Salah.
We already know. There is
top
some
10
real
assists, top 10 goals. Top 10 assists, top 10 goals.
Yeah, that's just numbers, bro. Listen, I'll tell you now, changing the game. Yeah, there's some guys up there, that were playing
he
right
changed the
wing
game.
and they have dominated while they were doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? They might not have been there as long as Salah has been around.
Ronaldo had his periods. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Ronaldo had his periods, but Ronaldo's best
at the
period
club
was at Real
as long
Madrid.
as him. He
Exactly.
He wasn't at the club as long as Salah.
Exactly.
Let's leave this.
Exactly.
Let's leave this.
Listen, the main bias is just too mad, bro.
James. Let's leave this for another time. And imagine, guys, at the start of the show, these two were getting on like a house on fire.
Look, it made me blow my candle out. That's how angry I was, bro. I blew the candle out.
Wow.
I blew it out.
Chamomile tea. You're gonna go make a
chamomile tea. I blew out quick time.
Herbal tea.
Don't drink your herbals. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, the pod sees some of James's passion now, innit? You ain't that quiet guy. You ain't that humble now.
Nothing to do with humble, but it's simple. The one that can the one that's easier to replace is that guy.
It's a big statement. It's not just about facts. It's not just about stats, bro.
It's not just about the stats. It can't be just be
about
the numbers.
He's the one.
Ronaldo.
Listen,
boys, let's do predictions because otherwise we're gonna be here till tomorrow morning, clean. Because I ain't standing down on that. I'm coming back.
You don't need to. You've asked me a question. You've asked me a question.
Actually, I got a question for Bevan.
You've asked me a question.
Where does Saka stand in that? Because there's certain fan base of yours over there.
Listen,
I think Saka,
that whole thing. That's what I'm saying. That whole thing we need to do that on another pod. Honestly, because there's a conversation to be had there.
My man had De Gea, second best goalkeeper in the Premier League history. Enough said.
You still on that?
Enough said.
Listen,
enough said. Not even Van der Sar, you know. Not even Van der Sar. He had De Gea ahead of Van der Sar. This is deep. That he had De Gea ahead of Van der Sar.
It's what I see, not what you see. Yeah, it's what I see. When you've won. Hold on. Okay. When you've won
I'll agree with you.
Premier League trophies,
okay, what I'll do
as Man United has,
football did not start in 92, bro.
I'm just saying.
Football did not start in 92.
It don't matter. I'm just telling you.
Of course it matters.
So take the Liverpool
football didn't start in 92.
And let's just say
no, because you can say take your football glasses off, but you're talking about Premier League. Football didn't start in 92. So you can say take your glasses off.
How do we do this?
You can say
how did this happen though?
You know what I mean?
How did we go from talking about Salah to...
That's one question.
Do you know why?
And that, I'm going to have to have another shower before I go to bed, yeah? Because I've got armpit sweats. I've got armpit sweats because of this guy.
Because of the bias. Because of the disdain of Man United, of Liverpool for him. That's why. He's been giving us too much and it pains him to give us credit. So when I said that, exactly, he could have had it, bro. The lid just bust off, bro. Bust off, bro. The lid bust off. The candle got blown out. Everything.
All I will say is, like if you just talk just on numbers, then if you looked at it,
but it's not just numbers.
But I'm just
he wins
saying.
Games. He's a match winner.
Hold on, one second. Let me land. Alan Shearer would be on everyone's number one list as the best striker in the Premier League ever. And I don't think he makes it as many lists as people think. And Andy Cole wouldn't be as disrespected as he was based on just numbers.
Yeah, that's
all right.
So
that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
I'm not.
That's true. But like the Man United guy said,
because
your own eyes.
This is going nowhere. We're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, don't count Aaron Lennon out, yeah. Just saying.
I
thought you were gonna say Anderton, bro. You know what? At least Anderton.
You know what?
Real Fox. We talk about Real Fox.
You know what? I always said, if Theo Walker and Aaron Lennon could merge into one person, they'd be the best player
that still
ever.
Wouldn't be enough.
Yeah,
still wouldn't be enough, bro.
Neither of them could finish. Neither of them could finish.
Right, predictions,
innit? That was good.
Did anyone get a prediction right last week?
No.
No one's calling 5-2.
No.
I said a draw. You didn't say 5-2.
I said 2-0 for Arsenal's game. And I think Lamont said 2-0 for United's game.
I might have said 2-1 though. I feel like I might have said we conceded, but yeah. I'm right now, I'm the sake. All right, so what's your prediction for your next game then, James?
We are playing Newcastle away.
Wow,
2-0.
Not even a conceded goal. Okay.
Isak went off injured. which makes life a bit easier for us today.
Did you see that?
Newcastle haven't been great last couple of games, bro.
Did you see that? Did you see that West Ham game? Oh.
I saw that. So I say 2-0. We don't finish all our chances, so it probably should be more, but I say 2-0.
All right, Bevan, you got. Oh yeah, for real. Jeez. This used to be Clash of the Titans.
But you know, already done.
They haven't said their prediction.
You done said they're holding corn, bruv.
No, I said if they turn up like they did in the last couple of games, they're going to hold corn, and I'm going to say 3-1.
Right, Lamont, what are you saying?
Wow. I was actually going to say something similar to you, but 3-2.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Yeah, words. I think Arsenal got what it takes to score more than one goal, but.
Got what it takes, you know. Man's team's only just got out of 0 goal difference, and the chest is bigger than Pamela Anderson, bro.
Hey James, I like that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of you ain't even gonna know who that is, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Leon,
2-1 to Bournemouth, brethren. Yeah, bro.
Whoa.
Really?
We've been poor away from home, bro. We've been poor.
They've not been looking good, though.
Away from home.
Oh.
Apart from in Manchester. I'm gonna go.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go with. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go with another 1-1 draw.
Okay. All right. That has been our predictions for this game week, and this has been Armchair Pundits. Nice and heated. Nicely warmed episode.
Candle lit.
But yeah, thanks guys for another good show. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but boy, we keep moving.
Take it easy.
Have a good evening, guys, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and to share. Peace out.
Peace.